Welcome, students, to another episode of Manhood Academy Podcasting, Maine. We got Travanator. We haven't seen Travo in forever, and he's here today.
Raise the roof.
Travo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wake up, man. Wake up, man. We got Blue, who's...
Blue's in the house. Day phone.
Blue with the flu. Blue is sick, under the weather, so if he passes out, forgive him. And, of course, we have the shortlist cybersexer, DBP. Throwing blows. All right, so first thing on the agenda, since we have a small class, maybe we can work through the rest of these 2 pages and finally finish these stupid podcasting topics. First one on the agenda is Hibernia's EM report. Hibernia starts out, I went out last night, and it felt a lot different to normal. What does that mean? It felt a lot different to normal.
I guess he's saying I went out last night and it felt a lot different than normal.
Okay. It's hard to describe the difference, but I felt more confident talking to women and less like a backseat passenger. Wow. And by the way, we haven't heard from Hibernia in ages. He's dropped off the map. I still fucked up repeatedly throughout the night, but didn't get down about it like I normally would, and I noticed straight away when women were losing interest. I was talking to one woman several times and was getting on great until the end. Here's the conversation. And this, because he's a new guy, I don't trust anything he's saying here when he talks about getting on great with women and understanding this and that. His version of great and his version of, having great social skills are not what I would consider great or having great social skills. So this is the time to unmask the delusions. That's why we have you post EM reports, so we'll understand what is true and what is fiction, what is just in your mind, what is in your head. Okay, so he starts off, I want a passionate relationship. He's stating his expectation. Is that true or false, Travo?
That is true.
Yes, he's stating his expectation. I want a passionate relationship. Melissa says, we have to be friends first. I have to get to know you. Punishing by disagreement. Blue?
True.
True. She's just not into it right now. Not enough incentive. Hibernia says, I'm not looking for friendship. I want a passionate relationship, baby. Punishing by disagreement and restating his expectation. Is that true or false, DVP?
True.
True. So far, so good. Melissa, we have to be friends first. That's how I do it. Become friends, and then we have a passionate relationship. Punishing by disagreement. Blue?
True.
Okay. Hibernia, I'm not looking for friendship. Bitch. Okay, he didn't say bitch, but he said, I'm not looking for friendship. Punishing by disagreement. Travo?
True.
True. That true, DVP?
Yes.
Okay,
True.
just checking. Melissa, you're one of those guys who just want sex. Punishing by mischaracterization. Blue?
True.
Okay. Mischaracterizing his actions. Me. Or Hibernia. No, you're misinterpreting what I'm saying. Punishing by disagreement. Travo?
False.
What should be there?
Justification.
Oh, is the justification appropriate or inappropriate?
Inappropriate.
Why is it inappropriate?
Because his authority is not established.
Yes, he hasn't established his authority, so of course he should be justifying his expectation. No, you're misinterpreting what I'm saying. How do we know he's justifying himself, Travo? How'd you pick up on that? No, you're misinterpreting what I'm saying. What's he doing?
Reason with her.
He's trying to reason with her. He's trying to justify himself. They're making explanations, excuses, reasonings, etc. Those are all justifications. Okay, good job picking up on that. First time in class, Travo, and picked up on it. Hibernia says, Melissa responds, you said you don't want a friendship, so you're one of those guys who just want sex. Of course, she's brilliant here. Punishing by mischaracterizing. DVP?
Punishing by Yeah, that's true.
Punishing by mischaracterization. Okay. Hibernia responds, no, you're mischaracterizing me. Punishing by disagreement. Blue?
False.
What goes there?
Justification.
What else goes there?
I don't know.
DVP, what goes there?
Inappropriate justification.
Inappropriate justification. Yes. How do we know it's inappropriate? Travo?
He has not established his authority.
Yes. Yes. At this stage, she got up and left. I don't think I explained myself properly, so I decided to text her later. Is that the problem, Travo? He didn't explain himself properly? He needed to explain himself more and give more justifications? Was that the problem?
That is not the problem.
What was the problem here?
He did not establish his authority.
Okay, that's one of the problems. Yes, he did not establish his authority. What's the other problem?
he didn't give her enough incentive.
Yeah, he didn't even talk to her, tell him about himself, etc. He just said, I want a passionate relationship. When you state an expectation, what are you doing from the other person or in relation to the other person? What are you doing? He says right after the beginning, I want a passionate relationship. What is he doing?
You're making a demand.
Yes, he's making a demand on her. What do you need to do to fulfill a demand? Whoa, what happened? Franchise, your connection
guys?
is shitty. Hang up and come back in.
Okay.
You got static electricity on your line. Come back in. Oh, we got another guy joining us. Okay. Oh, yeah, Blue. Toasting you. Drinking orange juice. Toast.
Yep.
Toast.
Okay. and raspberries.
And raspberries. Antioxidants. It's got antioxidants going. All right. Let's hope. Let's cross our fingers. Franchise. Yo,
Good now?
your microphone's a little, it's like a little
It's not
staticky.
now. It comes in and out, but the static in his mic comes in and out, so I don't know what he can do about that.
Well,
Testing, 1, 2, 3.
yeah, your microphone's just a little staticky.
Alright, let's see.
Do you have the mute button right by it?
Yeah.
Can you just
Hello?
mute it? Can you just mute it until I call on you? Because it'll kill the static.
Sure.
Actually, you know what? Wait a second. He's going away. I can mute him. I don't need to ask him to mute him. I'll mute him. Okay, so what was the problem again, Travo, with Hibernia here?
I don't remember.
He said, let's see what he said first of all. He said, at this stage, she got up and left. I didn't think I explained myself properly. So his assumption is that if he had explained himself properly, she would have been all set to get into a relationship.
Oh yeah, so he didn't not provide enough incentive for her to join his passionate relationship.
Yes, passionate relationship. He didn't give her enough incentive. What should he have done if he wanted to give her some incentive? Paperclip, you got to unmute it.
Yes?
Yes. What should you do if you want to? Hey, franchise, you don't have to mute the mic. I'll mute you from this end, so it's okay.
Okay.
So not franchise, paperclip. If you want to get in a relationship with a girl, and you make a demand like right off the bat, he says in this EM report, I want to have a passionate relationship. He's making a demand on this chick, and then she leaves, and he says, at this stage, she got up and left. I didn't think I explained myself properly. So the problem wasn't that he didn't explain himself properly. The problem was he didn't give enough incentive for her to meet that demand. So what should he have done in place of just saying, hey, I want a passionate relationship?
He should have conveying his experiences to her. He should have kept rewarding her until he has given her enough incentive for her to want to meet his expectations.
Yes. So he didn't talk. Give me some examples of what it means to give your reactions, your personal reactions. What could he have done to give her some incentive?
I'll give you an example of right now, this moment.
Okay,
So,
give me an example.
I knock on the door, or I call Mike, or I call.
You call who?
Franchise.
Okay.
He picks up the phone.
Okay.
I come into the room.
Wait, hold on. I made a door knocking sound. Did you call him or did you knock on the door? Okay.
I call.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, so I call him. He picks up, and I'm like, hey, I'm here. So he opens the door, and as I'm walking into the room, I hear Professor Post. And I'm like, oh yeah, class has started. And then the craziest part is, like, usually when you walk late to class, the teacher does not call on you. The teacher just ignores you and waits until you raise your hand or until you somehow participate. You, on the other hand, I walk in, I sit down, and I'm like, all right, I just got in here. Paula's not gonna call me yet. He's just gonna, keep talking about whatever he's talking about. But no, you're different. You're like, hey, paperclip. So tell me what's going on in this situation, like in this year report. And I'm like, oh yeah, he's already getting me participating and paying attention.
Okay.
So that's my personal experience.
That is a prime example right there. Paperclip just gave an excellent example of giving me incentive because that now attracted me to Paperclip. He shared his whole reaction of coming into the room, joining class, how he reacted to the professor calling on him. He shared his personal reaction, so now I know what it's like to be Paperclip. I'm living in Paperclip's experience. I'm seeing his life through his eyes, and that's attractive to me. So now I have incentive to meet a demand. If Paperclip was going to say, hey, professor, could you maybe recap what we went over? He's making a demand now in the middle of class. I already stated what we're going through, and he came in late. So he's making a demand on me to backpedal and restate this EM report or give him some background on what we're covering. for me to do that, if he'd just come in class and say, hey, professor, tell me what we're going over, recap for us, or recap for me what we're going over, I would say, paper, show up to class on time. Your demand is unreasonable because you haven't given me any incentive to meet your demand. But see, now that he came to class, he's prepared. He showed me he's understands the principles. He's giving me firsthand examples of what I'm asking about for giving incentive. You know, I'm asking for an example of what would it be like to give an incentive to somebody you wanted to get into a passionate relationship with, right? And he gave me an example. He didn't give me an example of talking to a girl, but just for me, he conveyed his experience to me. So that's a direct example. Now I have incentive to meet his demand. So if he were to say, hey, Professor Plum, could you refresh me on this EM report and just give me a little background about what we're talking about? I would be more inclined at this point to do that because he has given me some incentive. So this is a prime example. When you're talking to people, if you're making demands on them, you're asking them questions. Hey, where are you from? What are your interests? I want to get in a relationship with you. Whether it's a question or a statement, if you're making a demand where you want something from them, they have to have enough incentive to meet that. So especially new girls, like a lot of you guys will like to go into interview mode where you come up to a girl and say, hey, how's it going? I'm Travo. Nice to meet you. And then all of a sudden you start asking, where are you from? What do you like to do? So what music do you listen to? So what do you like? You're making all these demands on her. And to you, it seems like, oh, you're just asking questions to get to know her. But you're putting pressure on her to lead the social interaction. You should be the one stimulating her by telling her about yourself. Then she'll be inclined to start volunteering information about herself. Once you start talking about Travo, hey, I'm Travo. I like to play football. I like this team because this and this. I get such a rush going to the stadium, hanging out with my dad. Sometimes he talks to me about the, whatever team is out there, and he got an autograph for me, and I really enjoy sports because I've been an athletic guy growing up, and I'm pretty competitive and da-da-da. So now he's bringing the girl into his experience. He's stimulating her. Now she's going to want to volunteer something of herself. Oh, that's so cool. You're into sports. I wish I had somebody to go on a hike with because I want to do stuff sometimes, but I don't always have somebody to do another activity with. So that's cool that you're into active things. I might be into that. See, now she's more inclined to do that because you stimulated her versus you making demands like, tell me about yourself. What are your interests? What do you like as a person? Etc. If you're doing all this, you're leaving it up to her to lead the conversation. You're not leading the conversation. You're not leading the interaction. So you're not doing your part as a student. You're not, as a student, as a man, you're not fulfilling your role as a man, which is to stimulate the girl. The girl is the responder. She's designed to respond to you if you're stimulating her. So, let's see. Do we need to cover any more of this fail report? Let's check. Any questions? Okay.
Well, big ups to Hibernia for having expectations.
Yes, thank you for having expectations. Yeah. Okay, so he says, he called her, or he texted her later, Hibernia, you didn't get what I was saying. Rewarding with attention. Travo, is that right? Oh, I'm sorry. Hibernia says, you didn't get what I was saying. Hibernia, XXX. 3 kisses. This message was sent to you by Hibernia with 3 kisses. Rewarding with attention. Travo?
I say that's false.
What would you put there?
Justification. Inappropriate justification.
Inappropriate justification. Has not established his authority. How do we know a justification is inappropriate, franchise?
When he hasn't established authority?
Yes, when he hasn't established authority. Was that a question or a statement?
When he hasn't established authority.
Yes. Don't ask me questions. Give me statements, even if it's the wrong answer. You need to practice being... Wait, I don't want to tell you the answer. Why do I want you to give me a statement, even if it's the wrong answer, versus ask me a question in your statement? Make your statement sound like a question. Why do I want you to state it definitely?
To make sure that that's exactly what I'm saying.
No. Paperclip, why do I want him to make a statement when he's answering me versus turn his statement into a question?
You're responsible for what he said.
Yes, when he's making a statement, he's responsible for it, even if it's the wrong answer. The reason why he's asking, well, is it this? Because he doesn't want to be held accountable for his answer? So he turns a statement into a question?
Okay.
So we always want you to state it definitely. So you're held accountable for your right or wrong answer. Why does he need to learn to be held accountable for his right or wrong answer, Blue? How's that going to benefit him?
It's going to make him responsible.
Oh, and then what's that for?
Well, it's gonna motivate him to do the right things and to learn faster, especially in the classroom environment.
Thank you for your diplomatic answer. Now let's get the right answer from DBP. Is not the right answer. You're starting. You're getting close, but it's not
Well, I forgot what.
Why does he need to be held accountable? Why does he need to state his answer definitively, even if it's the wrong answer? Let's go to Paperclip. Maybe he has the answer.
To meet the needs of other people around you.
To meet the needs of other people around you. That is a general statement. That does not connect the other thought. Connect the thought.
So you learn what's wrong and what's right by failing or succeeding. You have to be held accountable to fail or succeed.
Why would that be important? Why would you need to hold yourself accountable? Why can't you just ask it like a question? Hey, is this the answer you're looking for? Why can't you just answer it that way? What's wrong with that?
Because it's not attractive.
Well, you're not held accountable to the answer, so what's that do?
It absolves you of responsibility.
Yes, so we're getting to the point that you're either going to be held accountable or not held accountable. So you're either going to be learned to be responsible or not responsible. What is the point of that?
It's kind of training yourself to take pain, because when you're held accountable, it's painful.
Yes, it is painful. You're learning how to become responsible, but for what end? What's the point? What's the point of being held accountable?
You're learning to become responsible in order to have a direction. When I'm definitive about something, I'm going into a clear direction. There's a clear direction there.
DVP, you want to add to that?
You're learning to be accountable for your expectations as well.
Yes, you are. Your expectations are important. If you don't know how to hold yourself accountable, how are you going to learn how to hold other people accountable to meeting your expectations, to meeting your needs? This is training for you and for you enforcing your expectations. You have to be able to hold other people accountable. If you can't even hold yourself accountable, you're going to have a lot of problems holding other people accountable. Also, you're going to learn how to pick a direction. If you're going to be a guy in a relationship who is attractive, that means you have to bear responsibility. A chick doesn't want to be responsible. She's like a kid. She expects you to be responsible for her. She wants you to be responsible for the relationship. Because you have the final say over the relationship, over what happens in the relationship, that means you also bear what, Travo?
Responsibility?
Yes. Oh, wait, are you asking me or are you telling me? The responsibility? Is that the answer, Professor Plum? The responsibility, correct. If you are the guy in charge, if you are the man, if you are Spider-Man, what did not Uncle Owen, was it Uncle Owen?
Uncle Ben.
What did Uncle Ben tell Peter Parker in the car before he left to the library franchise?
Great power comes with great responsibility.
Whoa, you said it sorta correct. What did you say?
Great power comes with great responsibility.
With great power comes great responsibility. If you're Spider-Man, you kick ass, you can save people, you have all this power, you're in charge, you have to be responsible with that power. If you're in charge of a relationship, you're responsible if stuff goes wrong in the relationship, right? You get the final say, we're going to go here. I'm in charge, I'm the guy, we're going to go here. Well, what if you get mugged? Is she at fault? No, because she didn't have the final say. You're at fault. Yes, paper.
They're saying, make a statement to be responsible, accountable for your actions. Because why? Because in order to be accountable for my expectations.
In order to be accountable for your expectations? What? Paper?
Well, no, I'm asking a question.
Okay, what are you asking me?
I'm asking what's the reason to be accountable for my actions.
Because if you can't hold yourself accountable, how are you going to hold other people accountable?
Well, not only that, you're going to be held accountable anyways, because when the relationship's out, guess who she's going to blame?
You. So, also, by learning to be accountable for a right or wrong answer, you're learning how to lead people. You're learning how to discover one direction and go to it. If you're not accountable to any answer, you have no direction. You are a directionless guy. You are not an attractive guy. Girls or guys are not attracted to people who don't have direction. Even if it's the wrong direction, is better than not having any direction. If you're the type of guy who goes, I don't know if we should go this way or this way or this way, you decide. You decide. You're a burden. You're a social burden to people. If you say, hey, we're going to McDonald's, and McDonald's happens to be closed, that's more attractive that you can make a decision and decide and take people in a definite direction, even if it's the wrong direction. As a guy, you have to pick a direction. You have to learn how to pick a direction, even if it's the wrong direction. If you don't pick a direction, you'll never even find the right direction. Travo, do you have a better chance finding the right direction if you just waffle back and forth and don't choose anything at all, or will you choose the wrong direction?
Choose the wrong direction.
Why do you have a better chance if you choose the wrong direction versus you don't choose anything?
Because it shows that you're definitive and that you're
No,
stuck.
why do you have a better chance of finding the right direction?
Because you take a chance.
Yes, you took a chance, you picked the wrong direction. DBP, why do you have a better chance of picking the right direction? If you choose the wrong direction versus choosing nothing at all and just saying, I don't know what decision to make here. It's too much pressure.
Because you've eliminated that wrong direction.
Yeah, you've eliminated one wrong direction. If there's 10 wrong directions and one right direction, well, now you only have 9 more choices to try. You pick another wrong one? Oh, okay, you eliminated that one. How many more do you have left over, Paperclip?
Enough. I didn't hear you. Okay, I didn't hear you.
Franchise, how many more decisions do we have left over?
8.
8. Now we pick another wrong one. How many more do we have left over? Blue?
7.
So we're learning math here. Eventually, we're going to get to the right direction, right? But if we don't pick anything, we don't eliminate any choices, so we still have the same number of choices. We're still just as directionless as when we started. Worrying about the choice doesn't do anything to solve which is the right choice. If we just worry about, I don't know, should I pick this class or this class? Should I ask for a raise here or should I ask for a raise 6 months later? Should I talk to the girl now or should I wait 10 minutes later? What's better, Travo? Talking to a girl right when you meet her, or waiting and being smooth and talking to her 30 minutes later, or just worrying about the decision?
Talking right when you meet her.
Wrong. She doesn't like a guy who just approaches her. She wants to wait 30 minutes. How did that help you, though?
I know not to talk to her right away.
Well, are you asking me or are you telling me?
I learned not to talk to her right away.
Maybe. I don't know. But the point is you eliminated one choice, so now you can try with the next girl, you can wait 30 minutes. Maybe that's the wrong decision. Maybe you fucked up in the way you approached her, but you wouldn't know that if you didn't make the choice to wait 30 minutes. You wait 30 minutes, and now the next girl says, oh, you should have talked to me sooner. You should have talked to me right when you saw me. And you're like, wait a second. The first choice is wrong, the second choice is wrong, so there must be some other issue at hand. How would I even know that if I never made the choice?
You wouldn't?
You wouldn't. Learn to become accountable for your answers, even if they're the wrong answer. Don't give me answers like Travo. Don't give me answers like Franchise. Give me answers like DBP, right?
Right.
Travo, you got that?
I got it.
Franchise, you got that?
2 thumbs up.
There you go. Okay, let's get this on. What didn't get that I was saying? Hibernia, blah, blah, blah. Melissa responds. Okay, so Hibernia says, you didn't get what I was saying. Hibernia, XXX. Inappropriate justification. Melissa says, and what was that, Hibernia? You said what I heard. No friendship? X. She sends a little kiss. Punishing by mischaracterizing. Paper?
Yes.
Agree with that, Franchise?
I don't know.
Blue.
Yeah, punishing by mischaracter. I agree with that.
Okay. So, let's go on here. Hibernia says, I didn't explain myself properly, so your misinterpretation is my fault. I want to meet you again soon, XXX. Appropriately justifying and stating expectation. Travo?
Wrong.
What should be there?
Inappropriately justifying.
How do we know it's inappropriate?
Because he has not established his authority.
Yes, he's not established his authority. He thinks it's appropriate. So we get a little insight into a delusional guy, not understanding when it's appropriate to justify yourself, under what circumstances. So we don't want to pay attention when he said right at the beginning, hey, this is how my social interactions are going. Why did he characterize his social interactions as great? He knows what he's doing. Why did he say that, Paper? Right at the beginning. He's like, hey, he says, I went out last night. It felt a lot different to normal. It's hard to describe the difference, but I felt more confident talking to women, less like a backseat passenger. I still fucked up repeatedly throughout the night, but didn't get down about it like I normally would, and I noticed straight away when women were losing interest.
So what's your question?
He obviously doesn't know when women are losing interest. The final tally will be that she just never responds, but he doesn't know the point and when he's fucking up, obviously.
Okay.
So why did he put that, though?
Because he still doesn't understand the purpose of, or he doesn't understand the power of conveying yourself. He doesn't understand how much that reward, how rewarding that is for a woman.
Yeah, he doesn't know what's going on in the social interaction yet. He's still learning. So A lot of students are going to be delusional in their view of their social competence, etc. But we're not going to trust them. That's why we want these observations. That's why we want to check the EM report to see what's going on. Oh, Tim Willie, welcome to class.
Tim Willie. Tim Will.
Tim Willie, how's your mic?
He's a mine.
It's mine. He's coming in. Still in the process of joining. Tim Willie. Okay, maybe his connection's still establishing. All right, we're going to keep going on here. All right, so we could close. Can I close this one off? Is there anything else we need to talk about this report? Didn't explain myself properly, blah, blah, blah. I want to meet you tonight, blah, blah, blah. Hibernia, hope I didn't wake you. I'm just on my way home, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I think we covered the main issues in this report. Cancel. Next one. Come on, forum. Refresh. All right, next topic. Okay, Jar. Jar, right? What's that?
Too bad he's not here.
Yeah, too bad he's not here for this one.
I think it sucks when we cover someone's expectation codes or expression codes and they're not here to hear it.
Yeah, that's what I hate. All right, Jar writes. Oh, actually, let's have Travo read this. Can you see the screen all right? Travo, is it clear or is it a little fuzzy?
It's clear.
Okay, go for it.
Holy fuck. I was super frustrated when I had written down my expression post the other day, only to find that I had saved it incorrectly. It was lost in the depths of my PC. I'm way too worked up about it. It's like the one fucking time...
Wait, did I lose my place or did you skip a line?
You just lost your place.
Yeah, he read it correctly so far.
Go ahead, sorry, keep going.
Alright. It's like the one fucking time that I have finally completed my damn expression post in maybe 10 days, and I can't even post all that hard work. What's the point of trying again? It makes me want to put off writing even longer now. I just wasted my precious time for no gain whatsoever. I even felt the urge to toss my computer out the window.
Hold on. Can we have somebody read it who is alive and not a monotone voice guy? Let's try DVP. Go for it.
Okay. At least there is a bright side.
No, start over. I fell asleep when Travis was reading because he read in a monotone. He put me to sleep.
All right. Holy fuck. I was super frustrated when I had written down my expression post the other day, only to find that I had saved it incorrectly. It was lost in the depths of my PC. I'm way too worked up about it. It's like the one fucking time that I finally completed a damn expression post in maybe 10 days, and I can't even post all that hard work. What's the point of trying again? It makes me want to put off writing even longer now. I just wasted my precious time for no gain whatsoever. I even felt the urge to toss my computer out the window.
Okay, that was much better. Travo. Let me ask you a question, Travanator. Why are you a monotone guy?
Yes.
No. You are a monotone guy. I'm asking, why are you a monotone guy?
Oh.
It's the same reason why you... I'm sorry, say that again?
Because I haven't been trained properly.
Yes, that's a generic answer, but it's the same reason why you answer my questions with a question, like this, instead of giving me a definite answer. Why do you do that?
I don't know.
Why is he a monotone guy, Paperclip?
He has no training.
Well, yeah, that's obvious, but what's the underlying reason for that? I mean, where does that come from? Why is he a monotone guy?
He cares about everyone else's expectations but his own.
Oh, say that a little louder. Can't hear you.
He cares about everyone else's expectations except for his own.
Did you hear that, Travo?
Yeah.
You're worried about what other people think, so you're trying to meet everybody else's expectations except your own expectation. So now I want you to read the first paragraph again, and I want you to read it so that I don't fall asleep. So your expectation is what?
To read the paragraph?
To read the paragraph? What's your expectation? I just gave it to you.
To read the paragraph without you falling asleep.
Yes, that's your expectation, right? Okay. Is there a competing expectation?
I don't believe so.
Blue, is there a competing expectation?
No.
DVP, is there a competing expectation?
Yes.
What's the competing expectation?
All the other people who think they can read it better or don't like the way
Nope.
he reads
What's the competing expectation? Franchise?
You're expecting him to read with voice inflection, and he's worried about making a fool of himself.
Yes, the competing expectation is, I don't want to fuck up. I don't want to look like an idiot. everybody else is going to think I'm stupid if I read it wrong, so I'm going to read it in a monotone. He's got two competing expectations in his own fucking head.
Oh, okay. So he's competing with himself.
Yes.
Alright.
I gave him the expectation that, hey, read this so I wake up. That means you have to enter into the thought of this paragraph. This person, how he wrote it, that's how you have to read it. You have to make me believe your jar right now, being super frustrated with this paragraph. But you also have your own expectation. So really, there's my expectation I just gave you, and then your own neurotic expectation in your head, which is, don't fuck up. Everybody here is going to judge you. Everybody here is going to laugh at you if you read it wrong. They're going to think you're not cool, so you got to read it in monotone voice, so you're not held accountable for what you're reading. Because what if you read it, holy fuck, I'm super frustrated, and they think you're an idiot, or they think you're a dork, or they think you're goofy. So you don't want to feel bad. So you got to read it this way. Holy fuck, I was super frustrated when I was written down my expression post the other day. You know, bros, it's cool. Only to find out that I had saved it incorrectly. You know, bro, how I save things incorrectly. So you want to bro us out with your monotone voice. So we're going to find out right now which expectation you care for more. Do you care to not make me fucking fall asleep, or you want to bro out? Holy fuck, bro, I was super frustrated when I was written down my expression post. Which is it going to be, Travo?
I am not going to make you fall asleep.
All right, let's hear it. Prove it. I heard a lot of talk. I heard a lot of students make a lot of empty promises. Let's see if you fulfill it. Go ahead.
Holy fuck. I was super frustrated when I had written down my expression post the other day, only to find that I had saved it incorrectly. It was lost in the depths of my PC. I'm way too worked up about it. It's like the one fucking time I have finally completed a damn expression post in maybe 10 days, and I can't even post all that hard work. What's the point of trying again? It makes me want to put off writing even longer now. I just wasted my precious time for no gain whatsoever. I even felt the urge to toss my computer out the window.
Paper, you fall asleep?
I stopped with. I was reading it on my own.
Blue, did you fall asleep?
I didn't fall asleep, man.
I didn't fall asleep. I was ready to clap, man. I was like, wow. Finally, a student proved me wrong. I thought Travel would go straight back to monotone like halfway through, but he stuck it out. I was impressed. Good job, Travel.
And I feel bad about my answer now.
Yeah, you should feel bad about your answer. All right, bad guy, you get to read paragraph 2.
Okay.
At least there's a bright side to look at. I felt like the post was well constructed, and I kind of wanted to remake it so that I could share it with everyone. After writing something which I feel I had well expressed myself in, it almost feels like I have taken that weight off my shoulders. I think I see now why Rob's show sees it as a form of therapy. I also understand that I had the opportunity to practice my expression further, no time was really wasted.
Did you fall asleep or did you pay attention, DVP?
I fell asleep halfway through.
How come?
At first I was so interested in everything, like just his voice inflection, but then it felt like he was trying to just get through it at the end. It was just
Blue.
like, okay.
What do you think?
I mean, I was listening, but he goes into the whole cadence thing.
That cadence thing, right? Travo.
I mean,
Oh, sorry, go ahead. Keep going.
I can do an impression.
Go ahead, do your I want to hear the impression. I bet you're dead on.
Alright. At least there is a bright side to look at. I felt like the post was well constructed, and I kind of wanted to remake it so that I can share it with everyone. After writing something which I feel I had well expressed myself in, it almost felt like I had taken a weight off of my shoulders.
Alright, a paper clip. This is paperclip reading. And paperclip is done finished reading the paragraph. Right. It's like this sing-song thing and it becomes background noise. This paragraph is a person. This is not a chorus of a song. Travo is going to show you to read it like there's an actual person there, right, Travo?
Yes.
What are there any competing expectations, by the way, Travo, with how you should read it?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Do you believe in paper? Or franchise, do you believe him?
Yes,
So you don't believe there's any competing expectations?
shouldn't be.
Shouldn't be. Okay, so you're saying he's not going to fuck up then, is basically what you're saying. There's no possibility for him fucking up. Everybody should be awake after he reads this paragraph. That's what you're telling me, right?
Don't let me down.
Oh, he's been treasure on Travo. Don't let me down. Okay, Travo, hit it. I'm gonna see if I can believe you or not. I'm gonna see if I can trust you or not. You said there's no competing expectations. Okay, prove it. Go ahead.
Alright. At least there's a bright side to look at. I felt like the post was well constructed, and I kind of want to remake it so that I can share it with everyone. After writing something which I feel I had well expressed myself in, it almost feels like I taken a weight off my shoulders. I think I see now why Rob Show sees it as a form of therapy. I also understand that I had the opportunity to practice with my expression further, so no time was really wasted.
Well, aside from your poor reading skills, I think that was okay. What was your opinion of that paper? Did you fall asleep? How was it?
I was listening. I'm just trying to break apart what he said and see what I'm doing wrong with.
Well, guess what? You get another chance to check and see if you're going to do it right or wrong this time. Go ahead.
Alright. At least there is a bright side to look at. I felt like the post was well constructed, and I kind of want to remake it so that I can share it with everyone. After writing something which I feel I had well expressed myself in, it almost feels like I have taken a weight off my shoulders. I think I see now why Rob Show sees it as a form of therapy. I also understand that I had the opportunity to practice my expression further, so no time was really wasted.
You know where I caught your cadence? At the second sentence. When you said, I felt like the post was well constructed, and I kind of wanted to make it so that I could share it with everyone. You do like this climb up the mountain halfway, and then come right back down into the valley.
I think Paperclip's done too much boxing because he has to get his timing down. That's the way it works with his posts. Like, I could tell that he was really trying at the beginning, that he was really trying to, find his timing.
The thing is, when you're reading, you want to concentrate not on getting through the sentence, but on entering into the thought of the sentence. So, for instance, the first one, at least there is a bright side to it to look at. I felt like the post was well constructed, and I kind of want to remake it so that I can share it with everyone. After writing something which I feel I had expressed myself well in, it almost feels like I've taken a weight off my shoulders. So you want to enter into the thought of the sentence, not trying to. You're not trying to artificially inject like it's like you're trying to artificially inject an emotion where there isn't an emotion. For instance, if you say, after writing something which I feel I had expressed myself well in, it almost feels like I've taken a weight off my shoulders. I mean, you could read it that way, over dramatic, but you're trying to inject, emphasis and change your voice tone just for the sake of changing your voice tone, or just for the sake of it sounding dramatic. That's not what you want to do. You don't want to bring your emphasis to the sentence. You want to look at the sentence and look at the context and figure out what the author is saying to you. That's how you want to read it. So, yeah, go for it.
Okay. At least there is a bright side to look at. I felt like the post was well constructed, and I kind of want to remake it so that I can share it with everyone. After writing something which I feel I had well expressed myself in, it almost feels like I have taken a weight off my shoulders. I think I give up. I can't do it. I feel like I'm going right back to that.
Go to number. We're going to trial number 4 and action.
At least there is a bright side to look at. I felt like the post was well constructed, and I kind of want to remake it so I can share it with everyone. And I can't see the post anymore.
Oops! Wait a second. What happened? We lost like 20 people. Oh no! Somebody joined. Oh, Leo joined. Oh, welcome back, Leo. Or not welcome back. Welcome to class. Hey, did you click the left side of my screen so it expands? It'll get a little bigger.
Okay, I see it now. Okay. I felt like this. Wait. Yeah, okay. At least there's a bright side to look at. I felt like I can't read. It's blurry.
It went blurry. Come on, get back in focus.
Here we go. Trial 7. Yeah, trial 25. 2 hours later.
I'm going to try to move it around a little bit. Maybe it'll clear up. Okay, let's try that.
At least there's a bright side to look at. I felt like the post was well constructed, and I kind of want to remake it so that I can share it with everyone. After writing something which I feel I had well expressed myself in, it almost feels like I have taken a weight off my shoulders. I think I see now why Rob Show sees it as a form of therapy. I also understand that I had the opportunity to practice my expression further, so no time was really wasted.
Blue?
The way he says the last words in the sentence reminds me of like those announcers in the beginning.
Wasted! Sunday,
Yeah.
Sunday, Monster
Exactly.
Truck Rally! Yeah!
Right.
Okay, Blue, let's hear it.
At least there's a bright side to look at. I feel like the post was well constructed, and I kind of want to remake it so that I can share it with everyone. After writing something which I feel I had well expressed myself in, it almost feels like I have taken a weight off of my shoulders. I think I see now why Rob Show sees it as a form of therapy. I also understand that I had the opportunity to practice my expression further, so no time was really wasted.
Okay. Leo, can you see the screen? I guess we'll just wait.
Yes.
How's your reading skills? How's your English reading skills? We got too much lag. Forget it. DVP.
Well, they're pretty decent. They still need a lot of work.
We have too much lag though with you, so we're just going to go to DVP. Go ahead and read that.
Okay. At least there's a bright side to look at. I felt like the post was well constructed, and I kind of want to remake it so that I can share with everyone. After writing something which I feel I had well expressed myself in, it almost feels like I had taken a weight off my shoulders. I think I see now why Rob shows sees it as a form of therapy. Oh, hold on. I also understand that I had the opportunity to practice my expression further, so no time was really wasted.
Okay, franchise, you're up.
Okay, at least there's a bright side to look at. I felt like the post was well constructed, and I kind of want to remake it so that I can share it with everyone. After writing something which I feel I had well expressed myself in, it almost feels like I've taken a weight off my shoulders. I think I see now why Rob Show sees it as a form of therapy. I also understand that I had the opportunity to practice my expression further, so no time was really wasted. He did it the best.
Do you hear that? Here's where I first found out it was really it was really good. When he said, I felt like the post was well constructed, and I kind of want to remake it.
And not
He's
only
in-
that,
He's entering
he
into the
emphasized
thought
Rob Show.
of this post. What's that?
He emphasized Rob Show.
Emphasize Rob Show. How?
Yeah, I think I see now why Rob Show sees it as a form of therapy.
Okay. So we have different emphasis of him trying to enter into this thought.
Right.
How you get into the thought if you're reading the sentence?
Well, that's where you're getting more familiar with a sentence with each reading, aren't you? Watch. Let's see you read it again. I'm sure you're more familiar with it now. Hit it.
Oh, man.
Oh man, I gotta practice? I gotta train? What is this? What kind of class is this?
Failure hurts. Failure hurts. At least there's a bright side to look at. I felt like the post was well constructed, and I kind of want to remake it so that I can share it with everyone. After writing something which I feel I had well expressed myself in, it almost feels like I have taken a weight off my shoulders. I think I see now why Rob Show sees it as a form of therapy. I also understand that I had the opportunity to practice my expression further. No time was really wasted.
Blue?
I thought it was better.
Travo?
I thought it was pretty good.
DVP?
I thought it was much better.
Franchise?
Better.
But it sucked?
I mean, there's more room for improvement.
Room for improvement. Okay, sounds good. All right, the result is not the expression post. Okay, here we go. Blue, hit it.
Am I reading the same sentence?
Nope,
Or the
the
same?
second, the last paragraph.
Alright. I feel like I have touched on this type of subject too many times. My self-monitoring systems have started to kick in. I remember I had a similar post that was read out loud in the podcast, and I was upset about all the negative reviews I got. I have had some good expression posts. One's better than that one that was shared with everyone. I don't want others to think I am a boring guy, but that is the message I keep reminding myself of every time I think of the podcast. I'm jealous of those people who got good reviews. I want to be able to have people read my expression post and say, wow, that was an impressive jar. Sorry, I didn't read that good.
Okay, let's get somebody who can read really well. Paperclip. Hit it, paper.
I feel like I have touched on this type of subject too many times. My self-monitoring system has started to kick in. I remember I had a similar post that was read out loud in the podcast, and I was upset about all the negative reviews I got. I have had some good expression posts, once better than that one that I'll share with everyone. I don't want others to think I am a boring guy, but that is the message I keep reminding myself of every time I think of the podcast. I'm jealous of those people who got good reviews. I wanted to be able to have people read my expression post and say, wow, that was impressive, Jar.
Blue, how was it?
That was pretty good. It's a lot better than the first paragraph you read.
Okay, Travel's going to show you how to do it like a pro, though.
Yeah.
Listen to Travel, take notes, because he has no competing expectations in his head. As far as franchise claim is, we're going by franchise's claim. Travel has no competing expectations in his head. Hit it, Travel.
I feel like I have touched on this type of subject too many times. My self-monitoring system has started to kick in. I remember I had similar posts that was read out loud in the podcast, and I was upset about all the negative reviews I got. I've had some good expression posts, one better than that one that was shared with everyone. I don't know.
Oh, I'm sorry, Travel. Are you done reading? Did you start reading, Travel?
What's that?
Did you start reading? Because I fell asleep halfway through. I'm sorry, Travel. Let's try and get DVP to read this. Because it sounds like you got competing expectations in your head, which franchise vouched for you. Now you made franchise look like an asshole.
Alright.
Hit
I
it.
feel like I have touched on this type of subject too many times. My self-monitoring system has started to kick in. I remember I had a similar post that was read out loud in the podcast, and I was upset about all the negative reviews I got. I've had some good expression posts. One's better than that one that was shared with everyone. I don't want others to think I'm a boring guy, but that is the message I keep reminding myself of every time I think of the podcast. I'm jealous of those people who got good reviews. I want to be able to have people read my expression posts and say, wow, that was impressive, Jar.
Sweet. Travo,
Yeah.
how many expectations do you have in your head right now?
2.
2?
At least.
We got to get it down to 1. You ready to read?
Yeah, I know. What was that?
You ready to read it right so I don't fall asleep?
Yeah.
Do you believe in paper?
I faith in him.
So yes? Blue, do you believe Travo? He doesn't sound too sure of himself.
No, he seems hesitant, reticent.
So you think he's gonna fuck up? You're gonna bet against him?
Yeah, I'll bet against him.
Oh, you're gonna bet against DVP. What do you think? You think
Yeah,
Travo has
he's gonna fuck up.
one expectation or 2 expectations?
He has one expectation. He's gonna kill it.
He's gonna kill it.
Yeah, he's gonna kill it.
All right, Travo, let's hear it. Don't fuck up.
Yeah, I'm gonna do this now. Alright. It's blurry.
Oh no. Oh, on your mark.
Here I go. I feel like I have touched on this type of subject too many times. My self-monitoring system has started to kick in. I remember I had a similar post that was read out loud in the podcast, and I was upset about all the negative reviews I got. I have had some good expressions. One's better than that one that was started with everyone. I don't want others to think I'm a boring guy, but that is the message I keep reminding myself of every time I think of the podcast. I'm jealous of those people who got good reviews. I want to be able to have people read my expression posts and say, wow, that was impressive, Jar.
Blue.
That wasn't too bad. I liked it.
Paper.
I liked it because she reminded me of the narrator from Wonder Years.
Franchise.
Much better. Very, very good.
DVP.
He has one expectation. He has passed the test.
Sweet. Good job, Travo. Way to not fuck it up, Travo. Oh, he took a bounce. A bastard, dude. Okay, so let's see here. I put 2 notes on here. One of the notes after the first 2 paragraphs was, let's see what my note was. I can't even see the screen. I gotta look at the regular screen. Fuck.
The result is not this expression post.
Oh, we got Tim Willie. Welcome to class. I wrote the result is not the expression post. Why did I write that?
Do you know the answer, or are you asking us?
I don't know the answer. I'm asking you.
Oh, well, how do you think we feel?
I don't know. Maybe you could figure it out. I usually, something I read grabs me and I want to talk about it on the...
I know why. I know why you said that. It's because he thinks the expression post is only important if other people see it. That's not the point. Even if you're just sitting there, you could type your expression post in Microsoft Word and still do well. And still get used to sharing your thoughts.
The result is not the expression post. Okay. So he lost his post. He's like, fuck. It's like the one fucking time that I finally completed an expression post, maybe 10 days. I can't even post all that hard work. What's the point of even trying again? What is Jar's view of this exercise here, franchise?
He is frustrated.
Obviously he's frustrated. What's his view of this expression post exercise?
It's a pain in the ass for him.
No. Speak up. What's the point? What does he think the point is of writing this stuff down? What's the point?
Of the expression post?
Yes. The expression thread. You have your own expression thread. You should have started one. Now you're making daily expression posts. Some are making them monthly, but hopefully it gets down to daily. What is the point?
For him to get critiqued so he knows when or what he's doing
What does
wrong.
he think the point is, DBP?
He thinks the point is to, like, turn it in like it's an assignment. Like, he won't get credit for it unless you see it.
He's trying to say, look, unless this expression post is turned in, nobody can see it, therefore I'll never improve. What's the fallacy there, Blue?
The fallacy is the improvement is by doing it, not by turning it in.
Yes, the improvement is by you writing. Who cares if 2 people see it or nobody sees it? The point is, you are honing your expression whenever you write, regardless of if you lose your post or not. The result of this is not the expression post. The result is your training. It is not that Paperclip gets a clap because he read it right. It is that Paperclip read it. The training is the issue here, not the end result. We are working on the form. We're not worried about throwing it in the basket right now. What happens when we concentrate on throwing it in the basket instead of working on our shooting form, Blue?
You're gonna miss a lot of shots.
No. DBP, what bad thing is going to happen if we're trying to shoot a basketball correctly and we worry about getting it through the hole versus using the proper shooting form? What's going to happen?
Well, we're going to fuck up the form, and by fucking up the form, we're going to fuck up whatever it is we're trying to do.
Yes, we're going to fuck up the form. We might get some shots in the basket, and we go, oh, look, I made it. I'm happy with the result. But guess what? You fucked up your form just to try to get it in there, just by concentrating on that basket so much. You didn't realize you were slowly altering your good form. Now it's bad form. Now you've lowered the chances of making the basket. By concentrating on the result, you fucked up your form in the process. Now your result is that much farther away.
Can you give an example besides the basketball? I didn't understand the basketball example.
Okay, let me give you an example like a fighting example since you're an MMA fighter, right? Let's say, what's the goal of your match? To win, right? Can you beat the guy by shooting him?
No.
Okay, if it was possible to beat the guy by shooting him in the head with a gun, could you beat him by shooting him?
Yeah.
Can you beat the guy by making him tap out?
Yes.
Can you beat the guy if he forfeits because he has the flu?
Yes.
Yes, there are many ways to beat this guy. So should you focus on him getting the flu? Should you focus on coughing on him and hoping he taps out because he gets sick or he just doesn't show up to the match?
No.
What should you be focusing on if you're preparing for a fight?
I should be focusing on what?
On what? Speak up, I can't hear you.
I should be focusing on myself.
Not just yourself. What are you focusing on specifically for a fight?
My form, my technique.
Your form, your technique. You're worried about punching correctly. You're worried about submitting correctly. You're trying to perfect your form. Are you supposed to be concentrating on the way or how you win? Let's see. That fact that you won?
No.
Let's say you get a lucky kick in the beginning. Should you be focusing on the fact that you got to win?
No.
No, you should be focusing on your training, your preparedness for the fight. Because the next fight, you might not get that lucky kick. Then what will you have to rely on during that fight?
Nothing.
Well, you'll have to rely on something. What is that?
My shitty training.
Your training, your form. Whatever you have accomplished in that form, however correct you've made your fighting form, that is what you're going to be relying on for the next fight. You're not going to be focusing on that win anymore, that last win. But if you start focusing on the end result, let's say the three guys. Okay, let's say you cough on three guys. You got three guys coming up, 3 fights coming up with 3 different guys. You cough on them, and they all get the flu. They forfeit. You get 3 wins in a row. You go, hey, I got an idea. What am I going to do to train? Start coughing on guys, right? Because coughing on guys seems to work. They all get the flu. But then the next batch of guys, you got 7 guys to fight after those 3 guys. They all get immunizations. They all get vaccines. So now you cough on them all you want. Guess what? They show up to the fight. And the only thing you did to train was coughing on guys. Now what's going to happen in this fight?
I'm going to lose.
Yes, he's going to kick your ass because all you've done is you've fucked up your form because you were concentrating on the result and not on the correct form. This is why it's important when you're writing your expression post, you should be focusing on the writing, on you training, on you conveying your person, not on the fact that you were able to post it or how many pages you wrote, etc. You should be concentrating on perfecting your form, your writing form, your expression. When you're reading, you're practicing reading right now, you should be focusing on conveying your person in your reading, not on the fact that you got claps or boos. If you focus on the claps or boos, you're going to do whatever it takes to get the claps or boos. Maybe you'll start bribing Travo before class. Hey, Travo, I really need those claps, so I'm going to give you $5, okay? Whatever, regardless of how I read, I want you to clap, okay? Because it's really important to me. What's going to happen if you do that? You're going to fuck up your form. You might get the claps in class, but then when you go out in the real world to talk to people, you put them to sleep. You can't pay everybody. So what do you need to do?
It sucks because it's actually happening in real life.
Well, you need to start focusing on the form and not on the result. The result is going to fuck you up. If you have good form, what's going to spontaneously happen, Travo? Oh, looks like we're getting a little lag issue with Google. Come on, Google, kick in. What's going to happen, Travo?
What was the question?
Blue, what's going to happen?
You're gonna have good results.
Yes, if you focus on the form, you're going to spontaneously get the result you want because your form dictates the result. Once again, your form dictates the result. If you focus on the correct form, you will get the proper result. More often than not. The form dictates the result. Let me ask you a question then at the end. Is Jar boring as fuck?
No,
Why not?
because he's doing what he's supposed to. He's conveying his reactions.
Yes, and this is a good example right here. In this post, in this paragraph, ironically, where he's worried about being a boring guy, that is an attractive reaction. He says, oh fuck, I hope I'm not a boring guy. I don't want to bore guys. He's sharing what his candid reaction is to the class. That is an attractive thing. If Travo said, before he read, if Travo had said, oh fuck, I hope I don't fuck this up. I feel the pressure of the professor, asking me if there's two expectations or one expectation in my head, and now franchise is putting pressure on me, saying I only have one expectation. You guys all have faith in me. Oh man, I feel like so much pressure right now. I hope I don't fuck up. And then he reads, guess what? That is attractive. That is him sharing his candid reaction. Now we feel there Travo is a person. He's not just playing poker with us. He has a poker face on. You don't know what's going on in his head. When he's very transparent and we can see into Travo, that is attractive. When I see Tim Willie's picture like that, and it's just a poker face, not moving, that is unattractive. Because I don't know there's a person there. But if I talk to Tim Willie, Tim, are you there?
Yep, I'm here.
See, I hear an attractive person. I hear a reaction. But if I were just to focus on Tim, if this was Tim's like classroom expression, just this picture like that, it's very unattractive. Why? Why, Travo, is it unattractive?
Because he's not expressing anything.
Yes. There is no person. There is no candid reaction. We know you're nervous. You think you're playing poker by hiding it, by not talking about it. But that's unattractive. Because if you really weren't nervous, you would react and respond a different way. You would be more comfortable speaking. So there's a disparity between what you're saying to us and then how you appear. Like Blue, he seems like a cool serial killer guy. He's wearing a sweater over his head, right? He's a cool guy, right? But there's all these things going on in Blue's head that you don't know about because Blue never fucking posts. So there's a disparity in how Blue portrays himself and what's really going on inside of Blue. So there is no attraction there. Versus DBP, who candidly shares his reactions, even he's taking his fucking shirt off like a psycho in chat, in class. But he's very open with his reaction. He's very open with his laughter here, right? Sharing his expression. You can see what's going on in him, and he explains his reactions. That's very attractive. Look at Leopold. Poker face guy. Ah, now he comes alive, see? Now we know he's happy, he's responding, right? Those things are attractive. When Leopold just has a poker face on like this, we don't know if he's pissed off, if he doesn't understand the material, if he's frustrated with the English, if he's having an epiphany, if he's really excited by the material, if he's happy with the others by seeing the other students. All those things come across in his expression. If we have a poker face like Franchise, we don't know what's going on. Does he like the class? Is he bored? Is he happy with the material? Does he like the other students? We don't know. But when he is transparent with his reaction, that's attractive.
I like you guys. You guys are cool.
Oh, see? Now he likes us. Now, see, that's attractive. That is conducive to our relationship now because he told us something. That is his candid reaction. That meets our social need. If he meets my social need, now I want to get in a relationship with Franchise. When Franchise doesn't share his reaction, he doesn't meet my social need. Therefore, I don't want to get in a relationship with him. If all I had to go on was just Shy Willie's face, I would not want to get into a relationship with Shy Willie because I don't see any reaction to what I'm saying at all. When you're candid with your reactions to what the professor is saying, you are building a relationship with the professor. All right, let's move on. We're trying to get through all these topics, man.
I've been here for like an hour and 30 on two topics.
Fuck!
Topics now.
I approve of what you do. I like it when you break it down.
I don't know if it's boring, you guys, man. I don't know.
Yeah, thank you for teaching us. I learned a lot already.
All right, sweet. Okay, let's see. Halfway mark, 7, 5. All right, we're gonna have to skip. We're gonna try and talk the topics. We're going to expression posts.
Okay.
Franchise, do you have an expression post yet? Did you post any?
I don't. I've been pretty lazy.
Yes, obviously. Franchise, any new, Paperclip, any new expression posts?
No. Wait. No.
I got a red dot here. I haven't read any of yours. Blue, any new expression posts since last time?
Mm-mm.
Kind of hard to work on your expression, guys, when there's no expression posts. I guess we're gonna go back to the topics. Hopefully we can finish them off. DVP, you got one?
Yeah, I got one.
Oh, DVP's got one. Okay,
Round had one?
Yeah.
sweet.
It's very last page.
Okay,
And
so
it's
let's go
plastic,
to
so it's second
owning
from
your
the-
expression.
third from the top.
Going to DVP. Look at all these red dots I have here. I got two. I've never had 2 pages of red dots. Let's see. DVP, you're right here. Okay, so what page? Page 18 or 19?
19.
19.
The last page. It's the third post from the top.
Third from the top. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, right here.
Yep, that's it.
Oh, you got a GIF loading.
It's not sure. I didn't know you could do that. I didn't know you could put animated.
Oh my gosh, this is gonna kill the chat screen. I gotta get rid of your GIF for a second. Hold on. I'll put it back after.
That's hilarious. Where'd you find it?
I just looked for a gift that just said wrong. So I was, and that was the only one that came up. It said you're doing it wrong, and I was like,
All right,
oh,
you submit. Okay, we got it. All right, here we go.
all right. I've noticed just recently that I have one unforgivable flaw. I can't recover from failure. I broke on the no fap challenge on day 7. No big deal. I can just go back on it, right? Wrong.
Wrong.
I can't just go back on the no fap challenge. My brain does not work that way. Or I should say, it doesn't work that way because I allow it to not work. After I failed, I started thinking, meh, I've already done it once today. Why not do it again? I'll stop tomorrow. Tomorrow came, and lo and behold, I failed again there as well.
Hold on. Blue, how was it?
It was great.
It was great. Loved it. Travo, what'd you think?
I liked it.
I liked it. I'm Travo. I play poker for a living. I
I
liked
really
it.
liked it.
I really liked it. Why did you really like it, Travo, if you really liked it?
It sounded good to my ears. I don't know.
So you like the voice inflection, in other words.
Yes.
You like that he brought you into his post so that you felt what it was like while he was reading it.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Travo, next time I call on you, I want a more elaborate response, a more specific response, not just, it's great. I want to hear your specific degree of a reaction.
Alright.
It's great doesn't tell me a lot. Is your cereal great?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is having sex with a girlfriend great?
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of things are great, Travo.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah. I want to hear about your experience of great. That's what matters to me. Your specific degree. Okay? Franchise, how was it?
I really liked it because I felt like I could tie closely to how he's feeling about the no fap challenge.
Yes. Specifics. Yes, that's what I want. Specifics. Tim Willie, did you like it or hate it?
I liked it. I could really see how he's happy. I could get into his head and see how he's like, oh fuck, I fucked up again.
Yes. See? I want to applaud Tim Willie, by the way, because his expression has improved dramatically since the last class. That's all I want to say about that. By the way, Blue is on day 3 of his NoFap challenge.
Now I'm on day 4.
Oh, he's on day 4. Okay, keep going, DVP. I'm into this post already.
Alright. The same thing with my daily expression posts. I didn't make one yesterday because I had my first college class and couldn't focus, and I almost skipped making this one. When I saw this pattern, I immediately stopped what I was doing and got the fuck on here. I remembered a quote that Jar once heard. Never trust your future self to do anything. Whoever said that couldn't be more right, especially in my case. I almost procrastinated doing this for another hour. But want to know what would have happened when that hour rolled along? I would have waited another fucking hour. Then, nothing would have gotten done. And I would wind up right back where I started. Now that I'm typing this, my mind is drifted to how much my oral expression has improved ever since I started making these daily. Even though I find writing a challenge, it's much easier to speak freely when I'm talking to people. I've practiced writing without stimulation for a fairly long time now. That when there is mental stimulation, it's much easier to speak. My math class was the perfect example. I asked a lot of what I thought were stupid questions. Even though there were people in the class who had done math much longer than me and had a much quicker understanding, I still asked what I didn't understand anyway. This is huge for me. Normally, I wouldn't ask any questions or give answers to questions the instructor or other people had. I'd wait for someone else to magically have the same inquiries I did.
Stop right there.
I also...
Stop right there. Tim Willie.
Yo.
Yo.
I liked. there were some. I mean, I like the way he emphasized some of the words. You know, there were ups and downs. There were parts of it, particularly in the middle, where my mind was wandering off.
Okay, so half attention, half non-attention. Okay, Travo.
I liked it because, like when he was talking about his math teacher, I could picture him sitting there in class, raising his hand, asking questions and stuff. And
I liked it. I like your review because you said, I liked it because. And then you filled in the because part. Very specific. Congratulations, Travo, on your review. And by the way, you pointed to a specific example. That was also good. Now I was drawn to your review. I was attracted, Travo. Congratulations. Blue.
Like I thought nowadays.
I thought so far so good. I mean, this is a great post. It's very thoughtful. I really like the part where he says, "Don't trust your future self."
Don't
Or,
trust.
you know,
Sounds like a Blade Runner episode.
Right, and you know what? I think when I read this part, I was thinking, you know what? I've trusted my future self all the time. Like, you imagine yourself to be this badass, and that badass is gonna save you.
It's gonna happen, man. Don't worry. Come on, future self.
Yeah, exactly. So this kind of like brings you back to reality.
Paper.
Is it possible for somebody to read exactly how they speak in real life?
Your writing is not necessarily how you're going to be speaking in person.
Well, I feel like I've talked to DDP over Skype before,
Right?
and when he speaks over Skype without reading anything, I feel like he's just like, what's the word I'm looking for? I feel like
Animated?
no, I just feel like it's free. It's like exactly what he's thinking, is what he's feeling. He can give me the best experience I want to get from him. But when he reads, it feels a little bit different. It feels like there's constraints.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. With speaking, you have a lot of other tools that you wouldn't have at your disposal in writing. For instance, you have your voice inflection, right? You can say so many things. If I just say, that's great. Oh, I love that thing, right? I can make sounds even. Where when you're writing, I can't just say it's great. Because when I'm speaking, I could say, that's great. Or I can say, that's great, right? I can use a lot of inflection. So I can be lazy with my speaking. And generally, I want to convey a lot of things to you in a short amount of time. So I'm constricted by time. So I'm going to use shortcuts when I'm speaking. A lot of times I'm going to use shortcuts like, oh, we did that thing. It's all good, you know. So we use a lot of shortcuts when we're speaking. But when you're writing, you have to take extra special care to bring your audience into that particular situation. So you have to paint it so they understand, number one, what you're saying. Your grammar is at least to a certain level where you're not just saying, yo. Like, let me think of an example. If we're speaking where I just said, if I just came up to you and I said, yo, come on, let's go, right? Well, you might know what I'm implying or talking about if we had a previous conversation over the phone. But if I write down, I said, yo, come on, let's go. Nobody will even know what I'm referring to or talking about because I haven't set the stage. I haven't brought them into my experience properly. I haven't created an orderly paragraph to bring them into an orderly experience. So there is no relationship between writer and reader. So when you're writing, you have to take care to bring that person along into your experience in a very orderly way. If I can't follow along, I can't appreciate it. Whereas, you know, there's different tools to use when I'm speaking right now. Right? I can emphasize more.
So are you saying that reading out loud will never be as good as speaking to somebody?
Well, they both have their strengths and weaknesses. For instance, I get a very personal reaction from you. I get a very personal degree of reaction when you're speaking because I can see your face. I can see your facial expressions. Those convey things about you, how you're feeling. When you're happy, you know, how do you convey that in a paragraph? How happy you are, how much you smile, right? You can just say I'm smiling a lot, or you could compare that to a certain thing. You can make an analogy, a picture, etc. But when I see your actual face light up with a smile, it can convey what words can't convey. And hearing your voice, hearing a joyful voice, right? How do you describe a person crying or in tears from joy? It's very hard to describe, but when you're speaking, there's that personal element when you're speaking. But when you're writing is very important for conveying organized thoughts. So, for instance, if I'm explaining to you about how a system works in a computer, it's very helpful if you see written words because you can follow along. They're very orderly, things are organized, etc. Versus if I'm just talking to you right now, it's hard to organize my thoughts when I'm speaking to you about a computer system. You know, I might have to backtrack and talk about this thing, or if I'm writing it down, I can take time to look at exactly what I wrote and then arrange it in a more orderly fashion, which I can't do when I'm speaking. So they both have their strengths and weaknesses.
What about just simply voice inflection? Is it possible to have the same voice inflection when you're reading as when you speak up when you speak without reading anything?
You tell me. Why don't you read the last paragraph?
Well, I can't do it. I don't have that. Like, I mean, right
I
now.
don't have that experience, and I don't remember it either. That's why I can't read it exactly how I felt when I wrote it.
I mean, I don't have that experience, but I would expect Professor Plum to have that experience. And sometimes when he reads, his voice inflection is not the same as when he's speaking without reading anything. So that makes me think, okay, it must not be possible. It must not be possible to read aloud exactly how you speak without reading something.
Well, it depends on what you're writing. Like if you write exactly how I'm speaking, I can write exactly word for word what I'm saying and speak it that way. But the problem is what? What will happen, Blue?
Well, I think when you're writing something, you have more time to be more thoughtful.
What's going to happen if I wrote down the last 10 things I just said to you out loud right now on a piece of paper, word for word? I could read them exactly how I'm saying them right now, but what's going to happen in the writing process? What's going to happen?
Your writing is not going to be as organized as it would be if you just took your time and wrote it.
Yes, it's not going to be as organized a thought. Plus, I'm misstating some words, and I'm going back and backtracking and clarifying while I'm speaking. And if I wrote all that down, there's excess there. You know, if I'm emphasizing something and I'm saying it, and I really want you to get this point, I really want you to get this point. Come on, get this point. I said it 3 times for emphasis, right? But if I wrote it down on the page, do I really need to write it 3 times? No. I can just put it in bold, or I can just emphasize part of it, right? It's excessive. Whereas when I'm speaking, physically speaking, I can repeat that thing for emphasis. I can clap my hands for emphasis when I'm talking.
So are you saying that writing kills the...
Writing doesn't kill. It enhances. There's different things that writing can do that speaking can't do, and vice versa.
Just voice inflection alone, I feel like when people read, like including you, when you read something off, like if you read someone's post, I feel like it's much more boring than when I hear you in person. When I hear you right now speaking in this podcast.
Yes. Well, again, when you're reading stuff, it's almost like you bring your own experiences to like when you're reading something without the other class around, you're reading a book. Aren't you getting a whole different picture than if you were just read it out loud? Have you read a book that you like your Goosebumps book you're doing a report on?
Uh-huh.
Didn't you get a whole picture of the story? Weren't you engrossed in the story and getting lost in the story?
Yeah.
So, but you weren't reading it out loud while you were reading it, right?
Yeah, I was.
You were?
Yeah. I'm working on my reading skills.
Blue, you ever read a book
Yeah.
that you liked? What was it like?
I could picture the scenery. I could picture their emotions. I could relate to how they're feeling.
Do you read out loud? Do you read out loud when you read a book?
No, not generally.
Why is it unnecessary?
It's not necessary because everything's happening in my head. So when I'm imagining something, it's in my head.
Yeah, it's even distracting.
When I'm reading their voice, like for example, when I'm reading Paperclip's entries, his posts, I hear it in his voice.
Yeah, and also, if you're reading it out loud, it's distracting. Like, many times it's distracting when people are reading their own entries or reading things that I can read myself. It's much easier for me to enter into the thought without the voice.
Right.
Well, the reason why I'm reading out loud is to improve my reading skills.
You're doing different things right now. Yes, that's the reason why you're doing it. So you're trying, we have a different emphasis for you reading in class right now. The point for you reading in class is not to mimic exactly how you would speak. The point is just to work on your oral expression.
Yeah. Okay.
So you're trying to alter the writing to almost sound like you would when you're speaking.
Say that one more time, please.
You're trying to alter the writing, what's written on the page, to almost bring it into and make it sound like you are speaking it. Like this would be how you're speaking.
Isn't that what I'm supposed to be doing?
Yes, that's what you're trying to do.
Yeah, but is that right or wrong?
For our class purposes, it's right. If you read Shakespeare, you're not going to go out and start speaking like what you read, like a sonnet you read. You're not going to start, to be or not to be. That is the question. That's not how you speak. You speak according to your culture. You might even have slang. You say, "What's up, yo?" Right? That might be your slang. That's your culture. So you're not gonna speak according to all the different novels you read. If you read an old English novel, you're not going to start speaking, "Hello, Holmes. How are you today? Can we go get a 40 ounce? Might we partake of some respite and some 40 ounces and then smoke a blunt?" You're not going to adopt the vernacular just because you read a novel. You can appreciate it, but your cultural expression is your cultural expression. You are practicing entering into the thought of the person when you are reading out loud.
What do you mean by getting into the thought of the person.
Travel, explain it to him. What does he mean? What do you mean?
It means you're... I don't have it.
He doesn't have it. DVP, you got it?
Yeah. He means even when you're reading this, like let's say I'll just pick a sentence out of here. This is huge for me. Now you could say this any way you want it, but you're supposed to say it how it made you feel when you read it. So, for example, the way I say this is huge for me may not be the same as how you say it, as how you read it.
Okay.
You're supposed to read how it sounds in your head, how it sounds to you. You're supposed to convey your reaction in your reading. So you're trying to enter into his thought, but his thought, you can't read his mind, verbatim. You're just going to imply what's in there by the way he's arranged the sentences. That's how you're going to read it. So you're trying to enter into his thoughts. So you're giving us your reaction to what he's written.
Okay, thank you.
All right, last one. Let's see. We're going to do one last topic, and then we're going to call it a day. So let me switch. Go back here. Oops, I should.
Will my toddler get back up there? I love it.
Oh yeah, I still have it in the memory here, so I'm going to put it up here. Okay. Lecture and film. Everything's moved so much slower when we have a podcast
there's a
going.
few posts where, Terry and you are just talking about the podcast topics, but it starts out with, we're at Tim Willie's, I think, expression post.
Could be wrong, but it seems like previously covered topics have been deleted. Okay, so blah, 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 blah. We can skip all that, right? Oh, right here.
Yeah.
Tim Willie, expression post. Tim Willie, read what you wrote.
I wish I could say the same about socializing. I don't realize it, but I don't want to rock the boat when talking to people. That, of course, leads to the same thoughts in my mind, like how hard it is to be a social being. The difference is that socializing is unpredictable by design. I don't know what the other person would say. It's as if I am in prison. The key is right there for me to get out, while I'm afraid of the outside world, the unknown. And like the ex-con who commits a stupid crime just so he would go back to prison, I want to commit some social crime by saying one-word answers, thinking way too much, or saying something totally inappropriate. Since that girl never called me back, I've been experiencing emotions from apathy to depression. Depressed because I think that I didn't give her enough of a reason to call me back. Apathetic because I don't know if I like her or not, and I'm too lazy to really wonder. Angry at her because she said she'd have coffee with me, which was obviously bullshit. Angry at myself for failing yet again, even though it was a tiny failure. Relieved because I don't have to go through the process.
Oh, your microphone was terrible at the end, but this was an awesome, awesome, awesome expression post.
Yes, it was. I love the part when, the way he just, the ex-con in prison. First of all, I used the prisoner example in my expression post, and I liked that at first, but it got even better when he said, I want to commit some social crime by saying one-word answers.
Yes, this was amazing. That was an amazing analogy.
Good to me from being great.
Yes. I thought that was awesome. It really put into perspective how he was feeling, what he was thinking about this at the time. Franchise.
Yes.
Guess what?
You asked me what do I think about the post?
No, I'm just saying your name out loud. Franchise.
I would say I thoroughly, enjoyed his reaction towards it, because I really felt like that it was part of his culture, saying that, it was like prison or crime, but then he goes back into, saying that he doesn't want to commit anything particularly wrong when socializing in general. I really like the depression part about it. It really makes me feel like he was really hurt.
Yeah, this thing here where he blames himself, one of the things he doesn't realize is, like a lot of new guys, when they get their first phone number from a girl, they talk to a girl, they talk to her for 10 minutes, she seems really happy, excited, oh, I can't wait to meet you, oh, I'm so happy, blah, 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 here's your phone number. And then you call the next day, and she doesn't respond. And you're like, what the fuck did I do? Oh, I'm such a fucking loser. They don't realize. They're just realizing for the first, or they're not realizing. They don't realize that girls are like kids. They see a Happy Meal toy one day, and they're super excited about it. Woo! And the next day, they forgot about the Happy Meal toy. They completely forgot about you. They were just high on emotions that day. So, girls make all kinds of emotional decisions. This is why they're not qualified to even be in charge of a relationship. You as a guy have a level head on your shoulders. You have a better thinking faculty. You have a better reasoning faculty. You're able to separate your emotions from what needs to be done.
I'm just learning how to do that.
Yes, well, right now, a lot of you guys are emasculated to the point where you just operate based on your emotions. If you don't feel like doing something, you don't do it. If you don't feel like talking to somebody, you don't talk to them. But you guys are learning now what it takes. There's a certain responsibility with being in charge. You have to exercise your authority. That means you have to learn how to stimulate other people. Sometimes you don't feel like it. But you realize to make a relationship work, you have to do that. To start a relationship with a stranger, to talk to one of the students, you realize that's what it takes. So if you realize that, you act because you realize that's reasonable and I need to do that. So you exercise your willpower and you can do it, regardless of how you feel about it. That is the difference between a man and a woman. Whereas a woman is ruled by her emotions. If she doesn't feel like doing it, she's not going to do it. She doesn't have the self-discipline that you have, the capacity for that self-discipline that you have. So it's not necessarily your fault that a girl doesn't call you back. I've had many girls that I had a great social interaction with, but they were just high on the emotional moment at the time. There was not enough emotional investment built up in that short time, that 1 hour reaction, or that 1 hour social interaction we had at the mall or in the store or something, I've had great times with girls. And then also I've had dated this one cheerleader where all I did was I was with a friend, I was leaving, I saw her across the field, I just ran across the field real quick, I said, hey, you, oh my gosh, you're gorgeous, I want to talk to you, I gotta go right now. We're going, blah, blah, blah. So just like a quick 5-minute conversation, and we ended up going out on a date. We didn't even spend the requisite amount of time that I would think would be required. But it was a really good social interaction. Again, girls make emotional decisions, so you don't need to concentrate on the outcome. It's very tough to not invest your emotions. As a guy, you see a girl, you respond. You put your heart on the line. It's just one of the things of being a guy. You're going to invest you're quick to invest your emotions, but you got to learn as a guy how to be more disciplined in your approach.
What is the requisite amount of time?
Well, this is why it's not. Normally, relationships aren't formed just by you being a stranger and meeting another stranger. So, for instance, it's abnormal for me I can do it. I can go to a coffee shop right now and talk to a girl and form a relationship with her, get her number, and blah, blah. Like, a lot of people do that. They go out to a bar or a club or a concert, they meet a girl, get her number, contact information, Facebook, whatever, and then eventually get into a relationship. Happens to a lot of people. But that's not a normal way of forming a relationship. A normal relationship is usually formed through a social circle. Like you know somebody who knows a friend who sees somebody. Or you're at work and you spend a lot of time with another coworker. Or you're in a certain location and you go to Starbucks every day and work and you see the same people there every day and they get used to you and comfortable with you. So there's a lot of time spent around the person you end up in a relationship with. That's usually how relationships are formed. So it's not a normal occurrence for you to just come to a girl, get her number, and get in a relationship with her. That's not the normal way to do it. Now, because of the social situation, it's so abnormal, it's so bad today, feminism and everything else in the way, a lot of times this is what guys resort to. I mean, even the fact that we have dating sites now, Yahoo Dating, Match.com, Plenty of Fish, all these websites are a reflection of the abnormal social environment right now. You shouldn't have to go to a dating site. You should be able to date somebody in your community. But because technology is cutting off people, Facebook is cutting off people's cell phones, when you're out in public, you're with your friend, they're on their cell phone, they should be talking to you. Or girls should be talking, you should be meeting girls and talking to girls when you go out. Right? But girls are always glued to their cell phones. So all this technology is doing is separating people. That's why we have these dating sites right now. This is a reflection of the abnormal culture we're in. So as a guy, you need to learn to say all the time to girls, look, you are acting abnormally. This is abnormal. This is bad. This is not what I expect. This is wrong. Here's how you need to do it. You need to be able to enforce your expectations because in a relationship, a girl is going to have all kinds of bad social expectations she's adopted. Oh, you're a guy. You're supposed to do this and this and this. And I'm a girl and I'm independent, strong. I get to do this and this and this. If you let the girl decide your relationship, you're fucked. That's the reason why the majority of relationships end in divorce today. Because guys just think, oh, we're all equals. Everybody should have their say. Everybody's going to be equally intelligent. Everybody's going to have the equal capacity to determine their fate in the relationship. Wrong. This is like you being an adult and having a child and saying, hey, you get 50% say in how you're raised, and I get 50% say. We're just going to do it together. How well do you think that's going to work?
You're going to end up with 80% criminals in prison like we do today.
Yes, exactly. You're going to end up with single mommies who say, hey, honey, what do you want for dinner? Oh, you want a Twinkie? Okay, let me get you a Twinkie.
Oh, you want a chicken wing? You gonna get a chicken wing?
Yeah. You want to go out and hang out with your gang? Oh, that's cool. You go ahead and do whatever you want, honey. Mommy loves you.
In my opinion, I mean, this is gonna sound sexist, but you're gonna have to treat girls like if they were like little girls.
That makes no sense. What do you mean? You're gonna have to trick him.
No, treat.
Oh, treat him. You meant treat him.
Treat.
Yes.
Yeah,
This
well,
is
we say it all
exactly.
the time. Women are like children.
We always say this all the time. Exactly. That women are like children. They don't know what they're doing. That's why they need you to be in charge of the relationship. I have a girl right now who I'm seeing who always tells me in the very beginning, no, it's 50-50. We're both 50-50. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, right.
That bullshit never works. Now she tells me, yes, you're right. I was wrong. The compromise doesn't work. I knew this going into the relationship. She didn't know it because the culture tells her, you're supposed to be in charge just as much as the guy, or you're equal to the guy. You're just as strong as him. You're just as smart as him. There's no difference. It was an accident. You have a penis, I have a vagina. We're actually the same people. No. This is feminist bullshit. This is feminist propaganda. This is why relationships tank. This is why guys are emasculated today. This is why guys don't know how to talk to women. They're so intimidated by women. Because social expectations are for the girl to decide everything. The girl to decide if you're doing it right or not. The guys that you see, if you watch TV and you watch TV for cues on how to behave in a relationship, you would fuck up your relationship every time. Because the TV tells you, honey, what should we do? Honey, am I doing it right or wrong?
They describe guys like, in the mainstream media, they describe guys like their gestures in women's court, basically.
Yes, you're a clown. And if she likes you, happens to like you, you'll eventually get in a relationship on her terms.
Yes.
You know, that's the type of thing that I got from reading Maxim magazines. Back in
Yes.
the day.
Anything in the popular culture today, anything on CNN about dating or relationships, it's the same bullshit. You'll see it everywhere. So this is why, well, it's depressing, but it's also, coming here, you should get some hope because you see how it's done the right way. And really you need experience in a relationship to see that these principles are not just theories, that you will see a difference in the relationships, the type of relationships you form with, not only with girls, but with guys as well.
Yeah.
You won't be just the guy, I've seen this movie, it's called Kids. And I always wondered about this when this guy first sees, it's about all these, it's just filming teens in a day in the life of teens, and you see all the bullshit they go through. And this guy is like at a skate park with all his buddies, and he meets them, he's like, hey, what's up, bro? And he goes down the line with like 50 friends, say, hey, what's up? And they're just high-fiving and, it's just chilling, bro. And that's all they say. Imagine if you met your friends and the only thing you said was, what's up, bro? Oh, I'm just chilling, bro. It's cool, bro. What kind of relationship can you have with a person like that? Who just responds back to you, it's cool, I'm just chilling. Yo, I'm fly, I'm good.
It's not a relationship. It's just, you're basically exchanging what's up. It's nothing.
It's nothing. It's frivolous. But this is a lot of relationships that people have with their friends, who they would consider close friends.
Yep.
We hang out, we play games, and then we go home. We say, what's up? I'm doing good, doing
You
bad.
hear people say all the time, I've known this guy for years, and then you see them hang out, and you're like, it doesn't look like you've known each other for years, because they'll say, hey, what's up? And then they'll sit there for 5 minutes straight, not saying a word to each other.
Yeah, they'll be like franchise and paperclip, just sitting shoulder to shoulder. never looking into each other's eyes, never sharing their feelings with each other. Exactly. So,
Mr. Plum,
yes.
you didn't answer my question.
Which one?
You stated that there's an average amount of time to expect from a girl before, she has enough incentive to do things with me.
Oh, okay. Again, I don't look at the average amount of time. There is maybe, if you're spending time at a workplace, and you're working with a female coworker, and you guys see each other every day, eventually she might start talking to you, or might start initiating conversation with you. If you're responding like a guy, and not looking for her to set the social cues, for her to lead the relationship, for her to lead the interaction, she will respond like a girl. She will become attracted. So the amount of time is irrelevant. It could happen, like I said, you could talk to a stranger who have no idea what they're about, and they can have no idea what you're about, and get their contact information and start stimulating them and form a relationship, and they have incentive to go out on a date with you. So
Why did you say there's an average amount of time that you're
I don't know if there's an average.
But why did you say that? Why did you say that you expect an average amount of time before she does something?
Because generally speaking, in the world, the way people normally do it, they generally spend a lot of time with a certain person in their social circle, whether they know them through a friend, whether it's a sister they always see whenever they go out to hang out, or, like I said, a coworker. Oftentimes coworkers get together. So these are people who are trapped in the same environment, and they see each other day after day after day.
Okay. Well, my last girlfriend, I was met through a friend.
Uh-huh.
So, in a way, it's almost as if it gives you more, legitimacy.
Yes,
Like-
usually girls like you could be a total stranger and ask a girl out, and she's like, no, I don't know you, you're a stranger. Same girl, same circumstance, now she goes to Travo, except Travo knows her friend, and her friend goes, hey, this is Travo. And now she meets him through her girlfriend, and she goes, oh, Travo. Now she's very receptive and open. Why? Travo's still the same stranger, but because she was introduced, or Travo was introduced through the friend that she knows, she assumes Travo's okay, he's a cool guy. She's just gonna assume that. Girls are dumb like that.
Does it work? does it work if you, let's say, you're a stranger, but you actually introduce some of your friends to her?
It can work the same way. The point is the pretense. Girls follow the same type of pretenses, social pretenses that, society gives them. If society made it normal for strangers to talk to other strangers and they said, hey, that's the normal way to do things, girls would have no problem with it. They would go with the social expectation. Girls are ruled by the social expectations around them. If the social authority is high in a certain culture to date a certain way, girls will step right in line and do just that. You are the guys who are becoming the social authority for the girl. You are the guys who are becoming the higher authority. When you become the higher authority, your expectations are more important than the social expectations. So right now with this girl, I'm seeing that my expectations are more important than the social expectations. The social expectations tell her you're equals in a relationship. Everybody has equal say. But because my authority is established, social expectations don't matter. I always tell her, no, it's not that way. It's this way. You do it this way. I don't even have to give her a reason. Just say, no, that's wrong. Do it this way. Oh, you're mean. Shut up. Do it this way. Oh, it's not right. Why are you not giving me a say? I didn't ask for excuses. Do it this way. Right? I just am adamant, like my expectation is just a law. It's just understood. It's natural law. It could be wrong. But because I'm enforcing my expectation, it doesn't matter. Okay, is that it? Any other last questions, comments? Thank you, students. It's been another wonderful podcast. We'll see you next time.